Under the scorching heat of a summer day, on a crowded street filled with passers-by, Lillian, a small, lonely dog, lay curled up in a corner. The roar of vehicles rushed by, their wheels mere inches from her, yet Lillian remained motionless. Her entire body trembled, her eyes wide open and filled with panic. Fear had overtaken all her senses, rendering her unable to utter even a single cry for help. Lillian's fur was matted with dirt, her body thin and frail, as if she were slowly wasting away. She had been abandoned with no one by her side and no one to care for her. The scorching pavement burned her tiny paws, but fear had drained her of the strength to stand. Lillian just lay there, her eyes full of faint hope, waiting for someone to notice her presence to come and rescue her. We spent hours patiently coaxing her with all the love we could muster to bring her back to a warm embrace. Please subscribe to our channel, it will help us a lot, and more importantly, you'll get to watch amazing videos every day. You're the best. Thank you so much. Lillian was so terrified that she didn't dare move. She just lay there staring into the distance as if all hope had vanished. We gently talked to her, trying to create a sense of safety, offering her delicious food, but Lillian remained still, not budging an inch. Time passed slowly, and after 3 hours of patient waiting, we were finally able to gently lift her into a safe box. A sense of relief washed over us as she lay still, but our hearts were heavy seeing her condition. Lillian looked fragile and weak, like a gust of wind could knock her down. Her matted fur covered her thin body, her sad, vacant eyes reflected deep, lingering pain. The most heartbreaking thing was that she had just given birth, but the puppies were nowhere to be found. Her swollen, inflamed chest was a painful reminder of the suffering she was enduring. Every step Lillian took was heavy. We searched everywhere, not leaving a single spot unturned, hoping to find Lillian's puppies. From the thick roadside bushes to every nook and cranny of the nearby buildings, and even under the bridge where Lillian used to run by. But the only result was a dreadful silence, not a trace of the puppies. Lillian was now completely alone, sickly, exhausted, and abandoned, with no puppies by her side. Her eyes were lost, filled with fear, as if she had lost all trust in life. Despair reigned in those eyes, like a fire that had been extinguished with no spark left to cling to. Lillian could only bow her head, immersed in the sorrow of her loss, as if she had given up hope, accepting the cruel reality that her puppies were no longer with her. Seeing Lillian in such a terrible state, my heart was heavy with sadness that words could not describe. When we arrived at the hospital, fear overwhelmed Lillian, evident on her face. Her entire body shook violently, uncontrollably, as if every cell was filled with terror. Even the smallest movement startled her, making us ache with sympathy. The doctors had to approach her with infinite patience, each step slow and gentle, as if any haste could drive her deeper into panic. In Lillian's eyes, I saw the loneliness, the deep-seated fear that had taken root in her fragile soul. Her eyes seemed to hold an entire sky of pain, constantly searching for comfort in a world full of hurt. Though Lillian was still consumed by fear, there were small moments that showed progress. She started eating from our hands, a promising sign, though her eyes remained lost and sorrowful, filled with a pain that seemed impossible to soothe. In those eyes, I could clearly see the deep wounds she was enduring, as if each bite of food was a tremendous effort to overcome her invisible fear. When the medical test results came back, showing that Lillian's stomach, chest, and heart were stable, we breathed a sigh of relief. However, while her body had no serious issues, the pain in her soul remained like a wound that refused to heal. Even the smallest signs of progress gave us hope to keep trying, hoping that one day the fear and suffering would gradually fade, returning the peace that Lillian so rightfully deserved. However, Lillian was suffering from a large and painful fistula on her rear, which required urgent treatment. The doctors prescribed antibiotics to help her fight the infection, and gradually the wound began to show signs of healing. As time passed, the wound, though small, became a great challenge for Lillian. Since she was so terrified, not allowing anyone to touch her, lifting her or bathing her became extremely difficult. The caregivers, understanding the pain she was enduring, carefully used special foams to clean her body. They gently applied the soft foams to Lillian's delicate skin, each movement full of tenderness, trying not to cause her additional pain. Sometimes, even a light touch would make Lillian flinch in fear, but the patience and love of the caregivers gradually began to soothe her. Lillian's fear of humans remained intense, like a haunting shadow that couldn't be dispelled. Every time someone appeared, Lillian would freeze, her body stiffening as if she were trying to shrink away and disappear from sight. Her eyes were filled with anxiety, constantly darting around, searching for an escape, always avoiding, hoping that no one would notice her. The panic in those eyes was like a silent cry for help, stirring the hearts of anyone who looked at her. Yet, in those days filled with fear and loneliness, a miracle happened. One day, as if something had quietly shifted, Lillian allowed herself to do something she had never dared before. She took a small, tentative step toward us, though full of caution, but in those eyes there was now a faint glimmer of hope. It was a moment filled with emotion. Lillian, though still trembling and hesitant, now shows a faint glimmer of confidence in her eyes. Slowly, inch by inch, she lowers her head and gently leans into the vet's hand. This small gesture, filled with so much emotion, marks a significant step in her recovery. So, though simple, it is deeply meaningful, a clear sign that Lillian is beginning to open up, gradually healing the wounds in her soul. It is a poignant moment, like a gentle breeze sweeping through deserted fields, signaling the start of a journey to overcome deep-seated fears. This moment not only marks Lillian's progress, but also serves as a beacon of hope, indicating that she may one day regain the peace and trust she had long lost. Lillian's recovery is still ongoing, with each passing day bringing fragile hope. She has begun to accept food from her caregivers, a small but significant sign that she's gradually opening up. Occasionally, in rare moments, Lillian even dares to look directly into their eyes, a fleeting gaze filled with so many emotions. These are slow but hopeful steps, marking the return of trust she once lost. Lillian's recovery is not just due to her own efforts, but also supported by the compassionate individuals who not only come to help, but bring with them boundless love. Generous individuals have donated essential supplies, giving Lillian a chance to heal not just physically, but also emotionally. Their dedication and kindness have contributed to an emotional journey of recovery, where each passing day represents a small step forward. These meaningful donations include high-quality dry and wet foods, carefully selected to ensure that Lillian receives the necessary nutrients during her recovery. The kindness doesn't stop there, as special foams like Chloroxiderm and Leniderm were also sent, products specifically designed to gently cleanse Lillian's sensitive skin. The softness and gentleness of these foams help soothe painful wounds, bringing Lillian comfort and safety throughout the treatment process. Each time we gently applied the soft foam to her fragile body, Lillian seemed to gradually sense the care and love that kind-hearted people had for her. This gentleness not only helped heal physical wounds, but also provided comfort and eased the emotional pain she had endured. Treat DMG, a valuable nutritional supplement from donations, along with Humac powder, have become vital aids in Lillian's recovery. These products provide essential nutrients and help enhance her health, giving Lillian a better chance of comprehensive recovery. While these improvements bring hope, Lillian remains very cautious and does not easily open up. She continues to be shy and hesitant, especially when faced with strangers. Each time she meets someone new, Lillian seems to shrink back in fear, her eyes still filled with anxiety and unease. In these moments, we deeply feel Lillian's suffering, not just from her physical wounds, but also from the deep emotional scars. Although her physical recovery is progressing, the fear and hesitation in her heart remain, like an invisible wound that still causes pain. The care and attention from those around her are a great source of encouragement, helping Lillian gradually feel safer. The doctors and caregivers are optimistic that with more time and the companionship of friendly dogs, Lillian will continue to make positive progress. They believe that when surrounded by warmth and love, her anxiety will gradually lessen, and she will learn to trust and feel safer in her new environment. After 2 long months of special care, Lillian has begun to show the first signs of psychological recovery. This change is truly remarkable. Her eyes, once filled with fear and sadness, have now begun to shine with a gentle curiosity. She has started to wag her tail cautiously, and each approach she makes toward us reflects her growing confidence. This journey is not just about physical recovery, but also about restoring trust and a sense of security in her soul. These advancements are not only the result of dedicated care, but also a testament to the power of love and patience. We cannot help but feel moved as we witness Lillian gradually open up, and each step she takes is a great joy. Lillian has begun to show a significant change by greeting her caregivers with happy tail wags and gentle nudges. Her body language has become more relaxed than ever. She has even dared to play with toys that she previously only eyed with caution. Lillian's mood seems to have been revived, her eyes now filled with tenderness and newfound hope. Each time she wags her tail to greet visitors, the joy and warmth in her gaze feel like a small miracle, signaling the return of trust and love in her life. The dog, who once lived in fear and anxiety, has now found joy in meals and eagerly anticipates walks with newfound enthusiasm. These signs of recovery are not only physical but also mental, showing the resilience she has found after the suffering she has endured. These small advancements bring great joy and stand as proof of the power of love and patience. We cannot help but feel moved as we witness Lillian rediscover joy and peace in her life, and each step forward is a miracle, a sign of a deeply moving rebirth. Thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. We look forward to seeing you in the next story, where we will continue to witness the miracles of love and patience. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we will stop here. Thank you all very much.